Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can be able to hear me. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to our meeting tonight. Thank you so much for coming in large numbers. I think this is one of the meetings that I believe we might get to some numbers that we have not seen before, because we are starting the meeting with almost 300 people. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming into our meeting this evening. It's an exciting time for us to be able to come together and share with you what we have been able to call here for. So I just want to warmly welcome you. You know, we have people who are joining us from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. We have people from Rwanda. I've seen people from Rwanda. We have people from West Africa. We have people from Nigeria. We have people from South Africa, US, and Europe, and other places where you're joining us from. So I just want to warmly take this opportunity to welcome you. My name is Paul Matu. I'm the Director of Sales for New Life East Africa. And together with me today is an amazing lineup of gentlemen who are going to share with us about some issues that are affecting men today. And there are key issues, and I believe everybody who is on this call today, you'll be able to benefit from the call in one way or the other. I know in our meeting today, we have guests. People are looking at this opportunity. You came in for the first time. I just want to take this time to be able to welcome you warmly to our meeting. And I can assure you that this is an amazing place to be. And we believe that this meeting will be great for you, and it will be able to help you to continue to access what we are talking about today. So I just want to thank you and welcome our distributors who have been able to bring our guests today, our guests that we have today, our distributors. Thank you so much for such an amazing gesture. Today is about men, but I've also been able to see a lot of ladies joining today. Ladies, you're most welcome. I believe you are here to carry the message for the men who are here, or maybe you are here to give men some moral support. But I just want to challenge you. If you have a man near you, a gentleman near you, please just welcome them to this call. And I believe together we are going to have an amazing session, which is going to impact our lives in a bigger way than it did by the time we came here. So I just want to welcome you. You have a lineup of 4 gentlemen who are going to speak to us. Without wasting time, I just want to bring up our first speaker from Kenya. Today we have speakers from Kenya, Uganda, and also South Africa speaking to us in the topic that we have today. So I just want to start right here from home, Kenya. We have a gentleman who has been, in this opportunity for over 20 years, and he has been, one of the key pillars and leaders that we can be able to talk about in this opportunity. And he is better placed to be the first person today to be able to open our meeting. So I just want to welcome our world team member, Fred Gichuki, if you can hear me.
Yes, Paul, I can hear you.
Please go ahead, Fred.
Thank you, Paul, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fred Gichuki. Like Paul has said, I joined this business in 1996. By then, I was a very young man. I was in my 20s. And today, I'm here to talk about health. But the reason why I joined was not because that I was sick. In fact, I was very healthy. Being young, you don't have a problem. But I was sick in the pocket. I needed money. And I needed money badly. And I'd been in the corporate world. I was trained as a hotelier, a hotel manager to be precise. But instead of becoming a hotel manager, I became a cook, a waiter, a receptionist, and all these things. You know how it is in Kenya. It's not about the papers you have, it is about who you know. It was okay if everybody in my class was this, but many people in my class got very nice jobs, operation director, company car, and all the benefits. Many of my colleagues got very nice jobs. And I thought that was very unfair because I was a class representative. I was always top in the class. So I expected in life I would also be top, but instead of being top, I was bottom. So one day a stranger came and offered me this opportunity. I joined immediately. I did not wait to think about it, dream about it, ask a neighbor, relative, that kind of thing. And I started doing the business. And initially, several people were skeptical, especially those who are close to me. They told me, Fred, madao utawezana nayo, you're not a salesman and all these things. But my dream was so strong that I stuck to it. I worked the business. In about 7 months, I became a director, started earning over 30K a month. 30K may not seem like a lot of money, but for me it was a lot because I was earning 10K as a receptionist. And I went on, built the business, became our team member, started earning over 100,000 Kenya shillings per month. And that to me was awesome because our vice GM is the one who was earning over 100,000. And for somebody to come from 10,000 to 100,000, that was a major leap. The other thing that happened is that I started traveling around. I'd never been in a plane before. But with Neolife, I got into a plane and I started flying around. I remember our first trip was to South Africa. And we were told to be at the airport at 5 a.m. I was there at 3 a.m. I didn't want to take any chances. And we took a plane, and in the plane there was a Nyang'nyong and Kiraitu Murungi. These are the people that I used to see on television. They are governors today. And I was amazed that I was traveling abroad with the Waheshimiwas. And I said, wow. The little wisdom I had gotten was the fact that if you want to get fleas, then you hang around dogs and animals, you'll get fleas. But if you hang around people with money, automatically you'll get some of it. So I said, this is a place I want to be. And that is when I wrote my resignation letter. And before the age of 30, I had quit employment to do this business on a full-time basis. And it's been amazing with Neolife. Today I'm excited. I'm a property owner in different counties. I travel the world. I've been abroad more than 20 times. And when I travel with my wife. I give her a honeymoon every year. She's guaranteed a honeymoon. And the exciting thing about Neolife is whether your partner is active or not, you travel with them. And you know, Neolife puts people together, puts families together. Today, I'm excited about the people that I'm empowering. I have many people in my team who are also doing this business full-time, some of them part-time, driving serious cars, you know, and nothing excites me like that. You see somebody coming and telling you, I've just moved into my new house, and it's somebody you've mentored in the business. Friends, I can tell you, if you want a tool to touch people's lives, Neolife is it. Now, today is about health, and it's about men health, and ladies are our VIPs. We invited them on call just to escort us, because as you know, there's no man without woman. Inasemanga mzee ndio kichwa, lakini the lady ndio shingo, si ndio? So ladies karibuni, and the men, and today it's about men. When I came into Neolife, I was told you have to swallow these things to make money. I think I was too desperate, so I swallowed them. They said you have to use these products, and I started using them. And I took my dad as a guinea pig. My dad had ulcers, my mom had high blood pressure. I put them on these products, and those issues were sorted, courtesy of Neolife. Later on, my dad developed a swollen prostate, and that's one of the issues we'll be talking about. And courtesy of the program I'm going to share, his prostate is normal. We were able to manage it with drugs plus the products of Neolife. So we told him no surgery, just use our products and you'll be good to go. Together, of course, with the doctor's medication. So I can tell you the products of Neolife are awesome. And I just want to start off very fast, just to see how it works. And where we started, it started with a dream by that gentleman. Started off when he was a young man, 19 years of age, and he had asthma. He used Neolife products, they worked for him, and he saw an opportunity, he saw a gap in the market. He realized there are many people suffering, so he started doing it as a business. Today, his life is, I've met the gentleman, he's awesome. From Neolife, he's been able to develop more than 10 other companies. He owns the arches, you know. And from a young man, he started his business with less than $100. So I can tell you, Neolife is able to take you from rags to riches. Today, like I said, we start with your health is your greatest wealth. And let's look at health. And health has three components: rest, exercise, and diet. Now, how do men score on this? As far as rest is concerned, men don't rest enough because we think about money, especially when we don't have enough. We think about it, or when deals go sour, we think about money from morning till morning. Exercise. Most men exercise when they can't avoid it, when they're running for a matatu or when you're dropped by a boda boda far away from where you live, then you exercise. But many of them have been known to exercise their forearms, whereby they take that drink and they keep on putting it in their mouth. And that's as far as exercise goes. So they are very healthy forms, but the rest of the body is in trouble. Diet, men love eating nyama choma. If you give them cabbages from Monday to Monday, I remember I used to have an issue with my wife. Namwambia sasa mimi si sungura, si mboga kila siku, iko wapi nyama, you see? So we love meat. So if you look at this health, the requirements, already we are failing as men. And the good thing is that I'm also a man, so I'm not sibahatishi. Now, when we look at what does WHO recommend, how should a man eat? Yeah, they say number one, you have to have physical activity and weight management. My sister is a nurse and she told me something that the larger your waistline, the closer you are to prostate problems, cardiovascular conditions and all that. Any weight that is above your waistline goes than us, because we do have more weight above the waistline. And especially belly fat. Belly fat is taking you to a point where you are getting prostate problems. Not to mention that it reduces your performance in the bedroom. And these are the serious issues that men consider. The other thing that you need to eat a lot is whole grains, githeri and the like. I mean, we don't like that thing. You're finding a man eating githeri, he must be broke or something, yeah? Fruits and vegetables. We normally say, iyo ni chakula ya watoto na akina mama. That's the truth. And you'll find a man when he's going to visit somebody in the hospital, he'll buy fruits and flowers and take it, but he will not eat them himself. When you come to proteins, we are supposed to eat very little proteins, but men love proteins. I mean, kanyama choma, my friend, even with Corona, people are still hiding to go and eat choma. Now, fats and sugars, you're supposed to eat kidogo sana. If you say you're supposed to take 1 teaspoon of fat and 1 teaspoon of sugar per day. There's a time I did an experiment and I took a glass and I put the number of teaspoons of sugar that I take. And I can challenge everybody on the call to do the same. Take a glass, say in the morning you take a cup of tea, how many teaspoons of sugar? 2, put 2 teaspoons or tablespoons or 3, be honest. I mean, be honest with yourself. And go to lunchtime, go to 10 o'clock, go to evening. By the end of the day, you'll realize you have consumed more than 100 grams of sugar by yourself. Now you know who has been finishing the sugar. It's not the maid, it's actually who is finishing it. Sugar is good for you. Sugar has so many side effects, diabetes, cancer, I mean, just to mention a few. Now, the pyramid that is upright shows what World Health Organization recommends, but the typical lifestyle pyramid actually shows us the way we eat. We eat a lot of fats and sugars, a lot of proteins, a lot of very little fruits and vegetables, very little whole grains, and little or no physical activity. Now, when you're eating like that, definitely you're attracting problems in your body. If you look at that pyramid, which is upside down, it is of somebody who is exiting. He's standing by his head. Very soon he'll be 6 feet under. Neolife provided a solution to this. And for the men, there's a board of scientists called the Scientific Advisory Board, led by Dr. Arthur Fast. Dr. Arthur Fast is a Nobel Prize winner. He's a man who died, I think he died at 94 years of age. By then he was still writing about 6 books, and he was teaching Greek tap dancing. That tells you he was physically fit, and he was high on Neolife products. He put together a board of scientists who actually manufacture our products. So our products are safe to use. They are healthy, they are organic, they are no GMO. The products I take, my kids also take. My kids started taking Neolife products when they were 1 day old with Omega Salmon. That tells you something that a 1 day old can take will not harm you in any way. Now, let's look at the solution basis of health is called Provitality has products, 1 trillion is on the left. It shows you a healthy cell and a not so healthy cell. When you're eating the other way around, when you're eating upside down, then you find that your cell is like that. A lot of toxins accumulate, fatigue sets in. That's why you find that most people, when they get into the matatu, they are dozing because their cells are tired. But when you take protein, your cell gets nutrients are able to get in, waste is able to get out, and you find that you become very, very energetic. For the men who, for some reason or another, they get home and they're being told to perform other duties in the bedroom, and they're too tired, probably you need some Provitality Plus. It might save your marriage at the end of the day. This is a fantastic product. And now let's go to specifics and see what other products can a man use other than the basic product. Like I said, Provitality is the key that opens the door for the rest of the products. But these products that can actually help a man to function effectively. One of the key products we have is Neolife Shake. Neolife is a protein drink with 22 amino acids. And this is a product that you can use. The beauty about it and what I've found with it is that I sell a lot of this in the gyms and that kind of thing. It helps you to burn the excess fat in your body, but it gives you lean tissue and lean muscle. So that means that if you have a pot belly that you want to burn, this is a product for you. It will also help you to develop some mass. The other thing that it does is that it helps to burn the bad cholesterol in the body. So cardiovascular issues, you're able to avoid them. This is a product. Easy to eat, milk, yogurt, whatever, in the morning with your breakfast, and you're good to go. Now, the next product that we want to talk about, this is a product that all men should actually be using. It's called Aloe Vera Plus. Aloe Vera Plus is so sweet, it's so nice. It's like wine, you know, it is just very nice. It tastes like Coca-Cola. Wherever it touches, it heals from your mouth, your throat, your stomach, gas issues. I know men love the usual nyama choma and kanywaji, and even some, even with Corona, hiding and taking something. When you've done that, then take your Aloe Vera Plus. It will help you to kill the hangover. The next day you'll be fresh. It will massage your liver and get it back on track. You won't have a lot of excessive gas in the body, and life will be good. Your body will thank you for getting some Aloe Vera Plus. And it is consumed chilled. So you take it, you put it in the fridge, and you just get a tot the moment you get into the house. And even if you've had a very long day and you take a tot of this, it gives you a lot of energy. So you can be able to also take care of the duties in the house. You won't sit on the couch when the kids want to talk to you. Now, the next, and I mean, it's sweet. I know it has a lot of benefits, and those benefits are coming in there. But I can tell you the best way to learn about this product is to consume it. So for the men, I would encourage you to get yourself a bottle of Aloe Vera Plus. If you don't hear anything else that I've said today, get yourself some Aloe Vera Plus, and you'll be good to go. It also controls your sugar levels, so that is a good thing. Now, another product that is awesome is called Masculine Herbal Complex. Now, this product helps to boost your libido, and it balances out your hormones. It is Neolife's answer to these products that men like using. There's a blue pill that men like swallowing. It is not mentioned. It is always mentioned in hushed tones because it has caused the death of many of our Heshimiwas by name of Viagra. You don't need Viagra. All you need is Masculine Herbal Complex. It will balance out the hormones. It will actually help. It helps your libido to be at the right level. Another thing is that it helps your prostate to be healthy. It balances out your hormones and prevents cancers, prostate cancer being one of them. So it's a major product from Neolife, Masculine Herbal Complex. The next product that I want to talk about is called Zinc. Now, zinc is a treasure for men. Zinc is awesome. Zinc will help you if you're a young person, whether it's a lady or a boy, give them zinc. They will grow to the right height. They will become fully adults. They'll break their voice at the right time. For the ladies, they'll get the breasts and the hips and everything at the right time. In fact, I made a blunder of telling my wife, I was just sharing with her the benefits of zinc. And my kids overheard me telling my wife that, you know, when somebody takes this and you're a lady, you'll get the hips and the breasts and all that. And now my kids cannot allow me to stay without zinc in the house because I have 4 beautiful girls. And they're saying, Dad, we also want to get these nyonyos things going. So it's an amazing product. But for the man, what does it do for the man? Zinc enables a man to function like a man. So it enables the sperm to fertilize the egg. It enables you as a man, if you are living in Nairobi town, if you are living in, let's say you are living in Umoja and you're going to Nairobi town, you don't leave Umoja and then you reach Hamza, or if you're living in Lavington, you don't leave Lavington, you're coming to town and you reach a center and you finish your journey without reaching to town. It actually enables you to go the full hog. So it gives you the stamina to function as a man. I've given zinc to some friends. You know, men will not tell you they have problems. They always say, my friend has a problem. So a friend of mine had a friend who had a problem. And his problem was he could not, he had premature ejaculation. And he would finish before he started. So I gave him zinc and he was able to function. I gave him zinc and masculine herbal. It reached a point where the wife started complaining that the guy was too much, and they had to agree that the guy would not take the products every day. So he would take it like 4 times a week. Then it went to 2 days a week, then 1 day a week. Then it reached a point whereby the products have to be consumed by consensus when everybody can function. So I can tell you zinc and masculine herbal and this program that I'm sharing works. And for any man out there, I would challenge you to try it for yourself and see how it works. And some of the benefits of zinc are right there. It's highly absorbable. It boosts your immunity. You find that all cough syrups have zinc in them. All cough syrups have zinc in them. The only problem is the zinc in the cough syrup is actually properly. But when you get our zinc, it does a job. For diabetics, you need a lot of zinc because it helps your body to produce insulin. So zinc is a major, major product. It helps a man to actually retain his muscular structure so that you don't wither as you grow older. The next product is called vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fantastic product for reproductive health. It helps the reproductive system to function the way God intended it to function. Incidentally, it is for both men and women. I can tell you, ladies, if you want to avoid long labor periods, you find that a lady is expectant and she undergoes labor for more than 3-4 days, you don't need to do that. Just take vitamin E and you'll find that you'll have a very short labor. And the good thing is your body becomes elastic. It goes back to what it was before. I can tell you, like for my kids, my wife has never labored for more than an hour. In fact, my last 2 kids were born within 15 and another one 30 minutes because of vitamin E. If you look at my wife and she tells you she has 4 kids, you won't believe it. She looks sweet 16 because her body was able to go back to normal. But for the men, vitamin E helps you to, it gives you the morale to actually get going, and it sorts out issues that can be there, erectile dysfunction and all those things that have to do with your reproductive system. Of course, it promotes the heart function, blood flowing in your body. It helps your blood to flow to all parts of your body. Now, next product that I want to talk about is called Cruciferous Plus. Cruciferous helps to actually crucify the cancer cells in your body. It prevents hormonal cancers that we are talking about: prostate cancer for men, cervical cancer, breast cancer for women. It settles on the receptor sites and it actually crucifies those bad cells. In fact, somebody told me that cruciferous vegetables are the ones that when you cut them, they have a cross, and probably that's where the name came from. But for men, make sure you take some Cruciferous Plus. You don't want to be a victim of prostate cancer or a swollen prostate or that kind of thing. Now, the next product that I want to mention, wheat germ oil. Now, wheat germ is also part of vitamin E family. Actually, you either take vitamin E or wheat germ. I find that wheat germ, like men say, wheat germ is more fire compared to vitamin E. It is more powerful than the normal vitamin E. So if you want something really, really powerful, maybe you've been very down lately, probably you need some wheat germ oil that can sort you out. Now, salmon oil. One of the challenges that is happening today is that many men are not able to get kids. Many young couples are not able to conceive children because the men don't have enough sperms. And low sperm count is a serious problem for men. You see, you cannot load a pistol and you don't have bullets and you're expecting to shoot. It doesn't work that way. If you don't have enough omega-3 oils, you'll have a problem with your prostate. So you find that your prostate will start swelling. And that is where our company came up with omega-3 salmon oil plus. When you take omega-3 salmon oil, it actually puts the grease into the joints. It clears the lactic acid. It deals with cholesterol in your body, enables blood to flow. More importantly, it increases your sperm count. It ensures that your prostate is moist and it will not swell unnecessarily. This is a product that is a must for men, especially with our diet of nyama choma and all these things. You need omega-3 salmon oil to ensure that those arteries are able to pass the blood properly. And the difference between what we have and what is in the market is that ours have the whole 8 omega-3 families in them, all the oils in there. When you look at the other products in the market, they have one, and that's why they are so cheap, expensive in the long run. They don't give you the full spectrum of omega-3 family. So these are the products of Neolife for men. And I can challenge you men, use these products. I've many times with my customers, the men will buy for the ladies, but they won't use it themselves. And I have a case that happened very recently, a lady she's diabetic. So the man has been buying for her all these supplements. And when she tells him, you take, he said, no, you are the one who is sick. And then finally, one day they went to Nairobi hospital and he thought the lady was going to be admitted. When they went there, she insisted, even you get your pressure checked. When they did the pressure check for the man, the guy was actually denied permission to leave the ward. He wanted to leave by force. Akambua pana, you have to fill a form saying that you're going. If you die on the street, we don't want any responsibility. The guy was hospitalized for a week, yet he was taking his wife to hospital because she has diabetes. But you see, the wife has been taking the supplements, which the man is buying, spending over 30K every month, but himself is taking, and he was about to go. So I talked to the guy and I told him, they don't for you to go prematurely and you're still young, you need to start swallowing these things. So what I want to urge the men, kindly, for your own sake, whether you make money with Neolife or not, take care of your health. You have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. You have a whole family behind you, including extended families and all these people. Take these products, keep yourself healthy so that your load can be easier and you can live a long and healthy life and see your children and your great-grandchildren. Otherwise, it was a pleasure talking to you. Last thing I can say is that if you want to look younger for longer, hammer these products and you look very, very young for a long period of time. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure sharing with you. I now want to hand you over to our next presenter who is going to talk about money, because we normally say if a man is healthy and he has no money, let me tell you, the guy will still be sick. In fact, they say you can be so broke you cannot even afford to pay attention. And there's a gentleman who is going to talk about money. How does the money come in with Neolife? Because men, again, we are scared. We don't want to sell. No, it's not about selling. It's not about selling. You can make money without selling. So without further ado, this gentleman, I truly respect him. He's a man who is making serious money with Neolife. I meet him more in the plane than on the ground. So Isaac Ndungu, please take it away.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Fred. That was a splendid presentation. We are very grateful. And my name is Isaac Ndungu. I am a high school teacher. I've been teaching in high school because like each one of you, I went to school and I was told to work very hard. In fact, I was told if I worked very hard, I would get very good grades. And that if I got very good grades, I would also get a very good job. And so I hit the road. I obeyed my parents and my teachers. And I went and I got a chance to be in the university. And when I got a chance to be in the university, I got actually a job as a teacher. And for 15 years, I have explained to students about the river and the source, the Caucasian chalk circle, whoever was betrayed in the city along the home stretch with no shreds of tenderness when the sun was going down. I have done that one for many years. And I was posted by TSC, Teachers Service Commission, to teach somewhere in Chogoria, Meru. And I taught there for 9 years. And I got a transfer to teach in another school in Muranga called Rocho Girls. And while I was at Rocho, my wife attended a forum that this business was actually being discussed. So when she came home, she told me, there's something I have seen in town and we are going to do that. So I asked her, did you really understand? She told me, I did not understand. But what we are going to do, we are going to get in and then we will understand as we go ahead. That is what happened. So I got into something I really never understood. I had actually not understood. And we started off. And for me, I was, as a man, I was feeling like, this is not my place. For me, I had been brought up in a home whereby studies, masomo, to study and to work very hard was what was actually emphasized. The idea of getting into business was not near me. So for me, I just came in and I relatively slow, if I would call it. And in the beginning, I was not using the products. The few products that my wife came with at home, just like Fred has told us, I used to reason that I am not sick, so I don't need this stuff because I'm okay. But then eventually I realized I was not very okay. I would come home and every time I was too tired. And then I started developing something we call arthritis. I didn't know actually that it was arthritis, but my knees would really pain. But as many men, we normally don't go telling people that we have pains here and there. So you najikaza, And eventually I started taking the products, but slowly. But then I was really amused that I could take them and then I am paid at the end of the month because of using them. Now that was very fascinating. So my children, we have three children. We have 2 boys and 1 girl. And yesterday, the youngest one is called Jessie. The mother asked for prayer items. When we were just about to pray in the evening, the mother asked for prayer items. And Jessie said, Mom, when you start praying, remember, pray that schools will not be opened. So that was his prayer item. So we have 3 of them. And so I was like, now the children started taking the products and something happened. There was a doctor that we were members, a place where we would go virtually every week. We would report there. I realized that we were not frequenting the place to take our children to hospital. And do you know what happened? We started saving money. So I realized, I think these products are helping us. So we have started now saving the medical bills. They actually went very much down. To date, as I talk to you, men, and of course, I'm sure there are ladies in the call, I realized how important it is to actually save the money. And then this company would go ahead and tell me, because of buying some products for your children, we are also going to pay you at the end of the month. That was really exciting. And I also happened to have, my mother is also aged, and she started now using the products. And and now the issues of arthritis started going away. And then there was something spectacular, especially about my mother's, my father passed on sometimes back in 2014. And my mother started now using the product. And one time her blood sugar was bad. She had what you call diabetes. Now, diabetes is so common where I come from. And you hear somebody saying, oh, even Mama Kamau has sugar. You know, when you hear Mama Kamau has sugar, it is not that she has mumias or Sony sugar. It is actually diabetes. And I took my mother to the hospital. And you know what happened? She was given those, whatever, the medication. And then I introduced her to our products. And then what happened is the sugar actually went down. After going there for around 3-4 times for the clinics, the doctor stopped giving her any medication, and the doctor would tell my mother, what you do is when you go home and you feel bad, tell your son to bring you. However, we are not going to give you any more medication. But she would continue with our products. And there you are. So I was really getting really excited. And now the savings now, and I started now seeing them around me. And as a man, you can actually save money by using our products. And so I continued using the products. And finally now what happened is some other people now started getting interested. The people that were close to me, they would actually get now interested. And now I started sharing with them. And I would tell them, oh, there is this product I am using. Don't you worry about the screen. We are putting it together. There is this product that I am using, and it is helping me in this and the other. And that tiredness, there are people that are ever tired in their lives. And by the time you are reaching home, even the mindset, the temper is high. You are angry with everyone, and so what happened is that I realized that now I would get energy and I would come home when I'm still strong, and things now would go on better and better. So I started talking to my friends, and some of them now started, of course, taking the products. Now, men may not go telling everyone else about their problems. Somebody was telling me, when a man wants to buy number one, now number one is the number one, the clothes that you put as number one, and it is not the vest. So when the man want to buy number one, he says, oh, by the way, the person I am buying for, we are the same size. So we don't go saying our issues so much publicly, which is okay. But it happens that I started now sharing with some other people the products, and I could see them, get. There's one spectacular man I'll never forget. This gentleman, I had taught the wife. So, and the wife, they did a wedding, and things were okay. And when they did the wedding, after a while, that student, I happened to meet the student. So we just started chatting. I asked her, how is the family going? It is going to another year now. And I asked, how are things? In the African setup, when you get married, we start counting. And there are things that we are looking to see whether there are some signs. So, and when I looked at the girl, even without a very close scrutiny, there were no signs. So I thought that the child was at home. So casually we talked, and then she told me that things were not okay, but the problem was on the other side. Now, I told her, she already knew what I do. So she told me, are there some products that can help? Then I told her, of course they are there. So I gave of making sure that they are introduced to the husband. Because of course now, if they are introduced without his full knowledge and his whatever, he would start now asking questions. But the gentleman took the product. I'm so happy that he did. But by the time they were finishing, because I was doing some follow-up, they were finishing, the gentleman was back to life, so to say, and they told me, I'm actually already now pregnant. She had gone for a test and it was positive. As we talk today, I think the lady now is expecting another one. And I was really excited that I could go now and the most spectacular thing that has ever, from the time I started the business way back in 2013, I think this one was the most, the real one, the one I would say that it was firsthand, from now me to them. And so of course now when I did that, there's something else I did. When I shared with her those products, I sold to her, of course for the husband, but now also I did not sell to her the price I had bought. The price I sold was actually higher than the amount that I had bought. So you understand what I made. I made something we call profit. And I was very happy to get some profit. And by the way, that is when I started discovering, of course, with even the previous sales, that profits are better than wages. I was really excited about that. It really made me feel very good about that. And then finally, I've also been able now to, other people of course came in and told me, now for me, nataka kuwa najinunulia. I want to be buying for myself. So, and I allowed them. So I told them, you can register. You can also register for yourself, so that now you'll actually you'll be connected directly to the company. And that is what happened. Now, allow me to share something from my side here. I hope I'll be able to go to do that one fast. I was just about to finish. So let me. Allow me to do that. Just a minute, kindly. I think my whatever is actually delaying me. So allow me just to finish up, because I was just about to finish, even without that bit of sharing. Allow me just to finish. And I will say that I have had some friends of mine that tell me, oh, for me, I want to do I want actually to do I want to be buying for myself. Of course, when they buy for themselves, what I also lose is the profit. I lose the profit. But when someone tells you that, it also helps you to what we call, you get a chance to form what you call a network, a network of people that are coming in to use the product. And as you can see probably from my screen, okay, so you can also now create some people that get interested to come and start using. But allow me to finish. Another benefit I got from this business now as a man, when we are getting married, approaching purity. My wife is called Purity. I had those, I happened to have come from a kind of a disadvantaged background, in the sense that the school I went for, that is in high school, is not really known. In fact, if you don't come from where I come from, chances are you don't know the school. But now, I worked very hard and I found myself in the university. And then I meet this girl, And I'm talking to her now in the manner likely to suggest that I wouldn't mind spending my life with her. Then I remember asking her, by the way, which school are you in high school? And then she tells me, a national school. Let me tell you, when she told me about that national school, I know you know the national school.
Okay.
So it was like, hey, okay, so that is where you are. And for me, when I told her the school I was coming from, she asked me, Ati umesema? What did you say? I didn't get the, I had to repeat the name of. So you see now I had to really make promises to show that I am a man enough. And you know the promises we make, that if you accept what I am telling you, you will really be surprised about in your life. You will really be surprised. Because for me, I am really hardworking and I'm foreseeing a great future. You know, the future is bright. Let me tell you, even when you cannot see it clearly, now you have to make it bright. Then she comes over and all the promises now you had made are put to test. You go through the first year and there is no car. And you had said, by the time we are through with our first year in marriage, we will be driving our personal car. Now that car is not there. And it's like, she can also understand in a way. And it's like, it's not in the near future when you look at things. There was another promise of a very nice house. But this person is still now paying rent. And it's like, the promises are not really getting fulfilled. You know what happened? Things were really not going on well. So when I came over to this business, what happened is I was really happy when I realized that I could make enough money to fulfill the promises I had made. You know the promises you make and you only hope that she is going to forget. And at some point she will ask about it and it's like, oh, you are still remembering about that. Now, are we going to pay the rent? At that time you raise your voice. Are we going to pay the rent or we are going to buy the car now? You know, you want her to keep quiet. Then you, of course, you make promises, the places you are going to visit. Now, through this business, I've been able to drive a car. And through this business, I've been able to build our own home where nobody comes to ask for rent. It is so fulfilling. Do you know what also happened? Through this business, now as I shared the business with other people, as a man, I felt so good that I can now take my wife for an outing to Mauritius. You know, we go to Mauritius. You know what happens in Nairobi? Those of you that come from Nairobi, Nairobi is the capital city for Kenya. I can see we are coming from very many places. Those of you that come from Nairobi, you know what happens during holidays? When it is time for holidays, people go to their villages. You know, when they say now we are going for holidays. But you see, this business has taught me something. When it is time for holidays, I take my wife to Mauritius. The other time we were in Sun City, that is in South Africa, I was more than excited. But you see, I am there. So I am the man, I am the one taking her. I hope you understand. Do you know, we were to go to Czech Republic, that is in the month of May, but things never went on very well because of COVID, as you know. And you know what happened now? We are going to go there next year in the month of April. I'm really excited about this. And when I look at the future, as a man, when I look at the future, I look now that a big business now has come up, and there's so much now that has come up as a business, and there is a lot of hope for me. So I am really excited about that. So I want to really stop there this evening. How can you, if you would want to do it as a business, talk to the person who brought you. In Kenya, you can as low as 8,820. Of course, you can join with a little bit much more, depending on the level you want to come and the people the number of people you want to help. but also you can, in different countries, we have different amount of money depending on the currency, of course. So you can actually ask the person who invited you. So you can benefit health-wise as a man, as I have. By the way, I was looking at my years another time, and I was realizing now I am nearer 50 years than 40. If somebody was if somebody told me to go either to 50 or to 40, 50 is very near. I am nearer 50 than I am the other side. And I'm feeling like I've just started this business. So, but when I came to this business, there are other people that I found that have done the business even for a longer period of time. In fact, the gentleman, part of the people closing the business, coming over, has actually done the business over 20 years. He's an engineer by profession, trained in the University of Nairobi, but now speaking to us from actually Johannesburg. So I want to give this gentleman a chance to speak to us briefly, and then we do the closing. Thank you very much. And I hereby want to welcome Engineer Pascal. Welcome, sir. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Engineer?
Yes, I can hear you.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Isaac. I really appreciate this chance to share with you part of our story in the business. Thank you very much, all our guests and friends, distributors who are in this call tonight. I want to thank Fred Gichuki for the wonderful presentation. I met Fred Gichuki a long time ago when I went to Kenya to do training. As Isaac has said, my name is Pascal Oloo. I'm trained as a civil engineer, did my undergraduate course in University of Nairobi. And like everybody else, you know, children believe what their parents tell them, whether it's true or not. And I remember when I was growing up, my father went into politics for a while, then decided to leave politics and raise a family. So he told us the only thing that will help you become successful in life is education. So I went to University of Nairobi, finished my course in civil engineering. You know, when a young man finishes college, he says he starts looking for a wife. I told my friends that I'll work for 5 years even before I start thinking about looking for a partner. But I set my eyes on on Betty, everything changed. And as they say, the rest is history. I was very captivated by her. And you know, when a man and a woman get together, there's natural expansion, children come along. In the year 1995, Betty and I came to live and work in South Africa. So when I came here, the only message I knew was to go back to school. So I enrolled to do a postgraduate course at the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg. And when I finished my course, I went to my employer to ask for a salary pay increase, but that was not to be. And that really frustrated me. I asked myself, why did I spend an additional 2 years and an extra $4,000 to acquire a postgraduate course, but that does not seem to affect my income? That is a very bad investment. So, and Betty is a science teacher. When we came to South Africa, she started looking for a job in the town we are living. And unfortunately, she couldn't get a job because at that time, South Africa schools were run in 2 languages mostly, English and Afrikaans. So because we did not speak the English-speaking schools, I remember all the schools in the town we live in, but because she couldn't get it, she said that I've looked for a job long enough, let the job come and find me at home. And 2 weeks after she made that statement, a friend of ours called her and says, Betty, I know you have a sick child. There's a business I think we can do. You don't need any experience. You don't need any training. As long as you're willing to learn and work hard, I think you can do it. So I stayed at home to look after the children. At that time, we had 3 sons. Betty went for the meeting. And what really attracted Betty is that the person doing the presentation was in a very similar situation like ourselves. that they had a chronically ill child who required constant attention. Our second born has sickle cell anemia, and that's why Betty was very keen to start a home-based business. So when we started, it took us 2 days to decide. And after that, we decided, they brought us products, they explained the business. And when they explained how the business works, I got completely captivated by the business. They told me, they drew some circles and they said, Pascal, this is you and Betty. You are building a team. Then they drew other circles. This is your team members. Then they joined those circles with straight lines. They said these straight lines represents teamwork. So after they left, I made a mental calculation. If you introduce 3 people to these products every month, and everybody else who joins the business introduces the products to 3 families every month, after 12 months, that figure was 16.9 million people. And that, for me, did it. I did not need to see any proof. I believe if this thing is true, it is worth going for. So we started working very hard. I remember our first income was $3, but after 7 months, our income was $1,000 a month. That's when I decided to make this business my full-time career. Betty and I kept working in the business. After 12 months, we had built such a huge business, and we qualified to go to San Francisco. That was the first time I ever went to the US. Betty and I were paid for by the company. We'd stayed in a 5-star hotel for 4 days. We came back the very next year. Also, we qualified to go to Hawaii. And that has been our life in the business. But I would like to share with you a few things that I think are very important for a man. Because I believe that the head of a home is a man. And that is not a choice that we make. That is the way nature has designed things. I remember one of the meetings that I went to, and somebody made a statement that really struck me with force. He said that, look, if you're serious about this business, you need to build it very intensely so that your children don't come and ask your wife, Mommy, who is this Uncle Daddy? What does that mean? It means that you need children actually know who you are. And it's very important because the children take their direction from the head of the home. I think the wife is the heart of the home, the man is the head of the home. As they say, the wife is a heart or is a neck. I think it's very important for men to take this business seriously. I did that is because I come from an engineering background. And in engineering, when your company gets a project, you are posted where the project is, not where you'd like to go. Because I remember when you came to South Africa, the company I worked for had a project which is about 440 kilometers from here. So every Monday at 5 o'clock in the morning, I would hit the road to go and work. And then I would come back on Friday evening leave there at 3. By 7 o'clock, I would be back in Pretoria. Even before I finished resting, on Monday morning, I would back to work. I did that for 6 months, and I said, this is not the kind of life I want. The reason I got married is to share my life with my wife and children. So after building the business for 3 years, I really concentrated on the business. In 1999, I fired my boss. I don't know you men who are there, if you'd like the joy, the experience of being able to go to your employer and tell your employer, look, I think I have more important things to do than to spend my time making money for you, and I can make money for my family. So since 1999 in September, I have never worked for any boss. And that is what this business does. It gives you financial freedom. Financial freedom means that even if there was no other source of income, the income from this business would be able to support your family. The other thing I also noticed about the business is that this business trains you how to what really money is, because I truly believe that money has got three uses. One, money is a measure of wealth. Number two, money is a store of wealth. And number three, money is a medium of exchange of goods and services. But if you want to be truly free, we need to be able to make enough money so that you control your life, not when your employer wants you to go places that you do not want to go to. When I was working, I remember the thing that really pissed me off or really drove me hard to build a business is one of my bosses called me to the office, and the company I was working for, I think out of the 300 engineers, you are only. So they called me to, I think we want to make you one of our directors. One of the sacrifices they told me that I need to make is I need to work extra hours, sometimes even during the weekend, and sometimes even if I neglect my family, then that is a price I needed to make to become a director of that company. And he told me, for example, my boss, he had a 2-year-old daughter who was already seeing a psychiatrist because of his continual absence from the home. When I saw that, I told him, look, his name was Anton. Anton, that is not for me. I will never sacrifice my family in the altar of financial success. And that is what gives me the urge and the intensity to work through this business so that I don't have to answer to anybody. And that for me is what really, made me do the business very, very seriously, because I realized that I cannot be working for other people. So I kept building the business for a very long time until the income from my business was 3 times my salary, and the business could actually sustain our family. That's really our life story. If you're starting this business and you're new, I would suggest to you that you need to set goals in 7 areas of your life. Why? Because we all need to lead a balanced life. The first goal that you need to set for yourself is a physical goal. You need to get involved in physical activity so that you become fit. It doesn't make sense for me to be very wealthy and you spend most of your time in a 5-star hospital. So take care of your health. Have physical activity. You know, one of my friends who was a former military man, I asked him the other day, please, I know you military men are very disciplined. Can you send me an idea of how to lead a very disciplined life? So today I have a fixed schedule that I follow every morning. Wake up at 5:40, have some prayer, go to mass, come back. Then I do 1 hour physical exercises to get my body in shape. Then I start doing the business. The other thing you need to have is you need to be able to read books. If you want to succeed in this business, you need to become a leader. And a leader is somebody first who knows where they're. Example, in your health, in your reading habits, in building the business. The other goal you need to set as a man, you need to set a goal of income. How much money do you want to create goals for yourself of the things you want to achieve. The other goal that you need to have is you need to have social goals. What are that? You need to contribute back to society. Betty and I have been running family orientation courses for the last 12 years because we believe that the unit that sustains society is a family, and the family needs to have a very stable life, okay? The other goal I would recommend that you need to have is mental goals to make sure that you have sufficient knowledge to become a leader in this business. And then you need to have also spiritual goals. What does that mean? You need to read books that inspire you to be a better person, to develop virtues. to be a person who can be relied upon, a person who is kind. So these are the goals that I would recommend all men to develop. Why? Because your children look up to you for leadership. The other day I was listening to a tape and this guy said, first, all women need or want financial security. And I'm sure all the ladies who are attending this Zoom seminar, they will tell you they look for and need financial security because that is in their nature. They need to know that the future is secure for themselves, for their children, and their family. But if you ask, how much money do women need? I think they need a little bit more. And how much is that? I don't know. Every woman is different. But they need a little bit more than they need to sustain their homes. So the men who are here, the ladies who are here, in the home, I think every man needs to have his personal goals that he builds and drives as a head of the home. It's important to have personal goals because that's what gives you direction. The reading I've been doing lately about our mind and about the human life, we can actually reprogram our body clock when we have lifetime goals. When we have goals that you want to achieve over a long period of time. I have read and seen stories of men who retire and because they have nothing to do, they go to their grave much earlier than they should. Why? Because they don't have personal goals. So Paul, I want to hand over back to you to invite our next guests to speak and close our meeting. And I hope that all men will take up the challenge of this business and build it and pass it down to your children and your children's children. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Pascal, for such an amazing opportunity to share with us today, and every speaker who went before you. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome our next speaker who is going to share with us quickly as he closes the meeting, and he started this opportunity as a student back in Makerere University. It's our present team member joining us all the way from Kampala. Help me to welcome, he's also an engineer, Andrew Bugembe. Andrew Bugembe, if you can hear me.
Yeah, yes, I can. Can you hear me, Paul?
Yes, I can hear you. Please take it away.
All right. Good evening, everyone on the call. Good evening, especially to the men listening in on the call. Such a wonderful evening we have had this evening with a number of well-endowed gentlemen sharing with us the experiences. My name is Bugembe Andrew. I'm married to Janet Bugembe, and between the both of us, we have one little girl called Irene. And we're excited about life, you know. I must say that being part of such a meeting has been such a blessing. And I would really like to thank Fred, Isaac, and Pascal, and you, Paul, as well, for putting this together. I stay right here in Kampala, Uganda. Right now I'm at home. And I must say that about 15 years ago, I was about 20 years of age when a friend of mine invited me over to come and have a look at this opportunity. What can I say? I was ambitious but confused at that point. And you'll find that a lot of young men today are quite ambitious, but at the same time, they're confused. They lack direction. They lack probably some vision. They lack guidance. And I must thank God that at the time I was invited this opportunity, I was open-minded. And I don't know if we have any guests on the call, but I want to encourage all the guests on the call to be open-minded, because sometimes opportunities come dressed as rugs, you know. At that point in time, I was in my senior sixth vacation, which is the time between university and secondary school here in Uganda. And I was heading to the university to pursue my degree in electrical engineering. Of course, as an electrical engineer, as an electrical engineer to be, I was living in this other world of, you know, I'm an engineer to be anytime soon, you know, and engineers are, I mean, they're out there, they're making it, which is very true, by the way. But the challenge I had was that whenever I started in the classroom, I didn't feel like this is where I was meant to be. And I can tell you that is probably because through the schools I'd gone to, and through the bandwagon, I somehow ended up in the engineering school, which is something that a lot of young people are facing today. But when it then happens to a man, he begins to live a very, very confused life. So when I became a part of Neolife in 2005, the first thing I really came across was the band of brothers I met within Neolife. I met fellow men who were focused, who had vision, who were able to guide me to take on the same route. And I find that is very important. If you're a man on the call right now and you really don't have fellow men, those men who call brothers, who are very close to you, who are able to hold you along the way, in despite depression and confusion and lack of vision, to hold you and be able to take you somewhere, you'll find that oftentimes you live a very desperate and miserable life. So one of the first benefits I got was I found a community of men when I became a part of Neolife who inspired me to become a person like I've never been before. And I must encourage, if you're a guest on the call and if you're a distributor and you're with us on this call, just that being a part of those of that group was enough to get me going to become what I've been able to become today. So anyway, while at the university in my first year, I was able to become a director. A director earns about $500. Within about by the time I was in my second year, I'd gone up to the world team. A world team member earns about $2,000. So by the time I left the university, I found myself in a very rather comfortable position because I went up to people, and whether they gave me a job or not, I really didn't care much because I had a business that I'd built over the last 4 years that was able to give me a stable income. And that's another thing I want to talk about now. As men, we need to really think about creating a stable income. You cannot rely on payouts because when that payout stops, guess what? You stop. And I find that very unfortunate because I find many men over the last, I don't know how many months now with COVID, we have had a lot of men in Uganda here. And please forgive me using the word a lot. We have had some men, not a lot of men, some men, a few men commit suicide due to different challenges. You know, someone supposed to pay up a bank loan, the money is not coming in, your boss is telling you due to COVID, we are not able to continue. And I must say it has been very tight for a lot of families, and more so the men who happen to be the providers in these families. So I want to encourage anyone that is in the call today that if you can find a way of getting a stable income, and that's what Neolife gave me so many years ago, to the point that by the time I graduated, I was not desperate to look for a job. Yeah, I was, in fact, like my wife also says, I graduated on my graduation day because I retired on my graduation day. Why? Because I found myself in a position whereby even when I'd fully done well, I'd qualified to get a very wonderful job with any telecom company or power company here in Uganda, I found that I was able to continue building a solid business, and I was actually unemployable, if I could put it like that. So as a man, irrespective of where you are in life, whether you're 30, whether you're 40, whether you're 50, whether you're 60, whether you're 70, think about getting a stable income. And this opportunity allows you to build that. You give yourself about 5 to 2 years, 2 to 5 years really, and you will have a stable income once you're focused and you know where you're going. Guaranteed. That is a guarantee because it happened for me. I'm sure it can also happen for you. So, well, after school, I got married, and I also want to thank God for that because I think I got married at about 27. And really, that was my dream. I lost my mother when I was about 6 years of age. And really, all the things I've talked about, my father has been on these products, I think, since 2007, 2008. And I must tell you, he looks like a very nice looking young man at about 67, 65. And I do give credit to the products partly because, and God as well, because I'll tell you one thing for sure, these products work. And I've seen men that have got onto these products, those products as they were explained earlier on in this meeting, and you can't believe it. Their lives has changed. People that have had prostate stage 1, I've seen them reverse that situation. People that have had issues with their families in as far as bedroom matters are concerned, I will tell you it has been a wonderful experience. So I want to let you know that being on the call today, having the products with you, having all these things put together for you, having this business opportunity laid out for you as a man, it's such a perfect thing to get off. But you know what I've also seen among us men is that sometimes we have our challenges. We have things like ego that get into our way. So we get into this business. And I thank God that at 20, my ego was not yet big enough to stop me from building a very beautiful business. Because I think once I got in, I remember telling the person who had invited me that I don't have time to sell a couple of products. So I don't have time to meet people. I do be in meetings. I remember she told me a very important statement. She said, sometimes in life you can be very busy, but you're busy becoming poor. And indeed I was busy becoming poor because the time I was using for my personal time, I was just living it in series, prison break at the time, and things that were not really adding to my future. Yeah, so I want to encourage you, if you're a man on the call, put your ego aside, put your pride aside, humble yourself, come in and be ready to start learning. Because in this business, you will not only learn about business, you'll learn about life. You know, you'll learn how to live a full life so that you can eventually die empty without anything left within you. So I want to encourage all the men, more so because this was a men's talk, to take that decision and act. Please decide and act upon it. I saw very many of my colleagues who were invited to a meeting like this many years ago, and I will tell you that they looked at it and they kept on thinking about it and they thought about it until eventually they forgot about it. Now, 2020, COVID has hit us. Some of us and some of my colleagues, their employment has been affected. And guess what? They'll see me living this totally amazing life that has been put together through this opportunity of new life. And it's exciting. I'm telling you, it is exciting. So I want to encourage all the men on the call to please put your ego and pride aside, look at this opportunity, sign that form, and take the necessary action so that you can get things running in your life. Yeah, maybe as a bonus, I must say that one thing I've seen through this business is can have you leave a legacy. A few years back in 2008, I've lost a very close friend of mine with whom we're doing this business with. And he was a doctor pursuing his medical degree. I was doing my engineering degree. And he happened to have passed away in a terrible accident at the time. And I think for me, what I saw through that experience is that in just 3 years, this young man at the age of 23 had built a business that was able to pay him about $1,000. Now it's about 12 years since he passed on. And this business is still taking care of his family 12 years down the road. He's still, even last month, he got a check of about $1,000. Can you imagine someone who long left the earth so many years ago? So I want you to think about that as well as a man. I mean, tomorrow, I think it was Bob Collymore. I mean, he died today and tomorrow they announced a new position, a new person in this position. I don't know what happened to the family eventually after that. I don't want to get into that, but I'll tell you so many things that we do out there. The moment you leave this earth, guess what? They forget you almost immediately. We buy a few flowers, say a few prayers, and that's it. And that's it. So if you're a man and you're really looking at getting this business running for you, I will tell you one of the biggest benefits I've seen is the fact that you can leave a legacy for your family. You can leave this business like the way that gentleman, the late David Ebong, did so 12 years ago, to the point that he's still able to earn from that business up to this very day. I would like to thank you, our guests, and all the distributors, and all the ladies that have been part of our meeting today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us this evening. God bless you. Please don't forget, we have a convention to attend on Sunday between 2 and 4, I guess. That's right, Paul. Between 2 and 4, please don't miss our East African convention. It's going to be exciting. We love you all and be blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our President Team Member, Andrew Bugembe. There you have it. I don't think there is anything more to add. He has been able to close our meeting in a perfect way. And that is how it happens in your life. When you come here, you get empowered. And I've been able to watch Andrew and Janet become what they are today, including going to some of the special places which are just set for top performers in your life, like the Founders Yacht and the winery, and they're exemplary leaders. So I just want to thank you, Andrew, in a special way for closing our meeting today, together with all the men who have been able to participate in this meeting today, because it has been said. So the rest, as Andrew has said, it's you to make the decision and be part of this opportunity. So mine is to thank everyone who's on this call. We have been almost 700 people joining us today. Please don't leave this place and go and look for another opportunity. This is where it starts, and this is where you'll be able to make success in your life. So thank you so much for being with us tonight. As Andrew has been able to tell you, on Sunday 20th, we have an East Africa convention coming to you virtually in Kenya and Uganda. In Tanzania, we are going to be live. So log in on the same meeting ID and link so that you can be able to be with us. So I want to thank each and every one of you. Have a lovely night, and God bless you. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.